This video will cover the first step needed to take to start the eviction process for a tenant who is late on their payment or has not paid their payment for a particular month. The form that we are using is provided by the Texas Association of Realtors. It's called the Late Notice or Notice of Other Breach of Lease. So let's go ahead and get started. The first line is going to be the tenant's name, and then the second line is going to be the property address where the tenants are staying at. For a late notice payment, you want to go ahead and check box A, and then we come down to 1A as well. We'll check that box and put in here what month or months has a tenant not paid their rent. So if it's March, you want to go ahead and put March and what year it was. If it's February and March, you want to go ahead and put both those months and what year it was. If the tenant has paid their rent but it was late, you want to go ahead and check box number 2 and put what month they paid their rent late and when it was received. If the tenant has paid you a check on time but the check has came back as being insufficient funds, you want to go ahead and check box 1C and continue to paragraph 2. By law, we have to give the tenants an opportunity to cure the loan. We could do a minimum of 3 days. So let's go ahead and get started on this paragraph. Paragraph 2A, we want to know exactly what amount is due at the time we are signing this notice and putting it in the mail. You need to go ahead and look at your lease to see what the initial late charge is and what the charge for each day after that is. So in this first box, we want to put whatever the monthly rent is. If the monthly rent is $1,000 and the initial late charge is $100, the first box here was going to be $1,100. The second box is going to be what is the additional charge per day after that. If on your lease agreement is $20 per day, you want to go ahead and put that in here. If it's $25 per day, place that number in here. And then the tenant has by this particular date on the third line to remit payment to. It needs to be in your hand by this particular date, not post-dated. And by law, you have to give them 3 days to be able to cure the loan or cure the default. And then the means of payment that you're going to be accepting, I will suggest certified funds, which is going to be cashier's check and or money order. You don't want to accept a personal check and find out once you deposit it that it comes back as being as insufficient funds. If the tenant has paid you a check that bounces, you definitely want to go ahead and utilize this by making future payments. They need to pay only cashier's check or money order. Again, certified funds. The remaining of this page and the second page we don't have to worry about because this video is only for non-payment. For rent, we need to go ahead and sign as the landlord and date it. And typically this is going to be the day after the rent was due. This last box is very important, the means of delivery. I will suggest at least 3 different ways, which is going to be regular US mail, also certified mail, and make sure you put the tracking number in here, and also via email and put each individual email address that you had sent this notice to. Now, if you want to go ahead and get your copy of this late notice for the first step of the eviction process, like us on our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/pluginrealty. You can also visit our website at www.pluginrealty.net. Or if you have any questions regarding the eviction process, you can contact me directly at 888-PLUGIN8. Thank you. Stay tuned to video number 2 for the second step of the eviction process.